You can't please everyone. There will always be people who like you simply because you're you, just as there are people who dislike you just because you're you. In a world where there's a vast variety of experiences, cultures, ideologies, etc., being disliked by people is bound to happen. So how do you know if someone genuinely vibes with you and if it's worth building a bond with them? A few things I tend to look for are people I connect with naturally and are genuine in their feelings towards me. This typically comes from people who are more upfront about how they feel and will tell me how it is, but other times I have to go off of how I feel and ask the other person how they feel. If they say they want to become better friends, I take that opportunity to continue to grow this initial bond. People who make me laugh a lot compared to people I laugh with just to be nice to. It is pretty hard for me to fake how I feel, so when I genuinely laugh, people know. I just try to look for that emotion in others when I'm talking with them and see if I'm sensing the same feeling they gave me when I laughed. People that I feel comfortable having tough conversations with even if we disagree on something. This is something I feel like comes after talking to this person for a while, but I know as soon as I have one of these conversations, I can automatically tell we are cool and if we can keep building a stronger connection as we talk more. A few things I tend to avoid are people who feel awkward or distance themselves from me. Now, if we just met and haven't spent much time together yet, it may be awkward until I get to know them a bit more, so I wouldn't shy away so fast since some connections take longer to form and not everyone will be open with one another right away. I know I'm certainly shy at first and then open up when I know I feel comfortable around someone. In situations like these, I would just do my best to build a foundation with this person and get to know them before dismissing a deeper connection with them. The awkwardness or distance is something I'd look for later on after I've spent plenty of time with them to know if they're comfortable with me just to be friendly or if they feel comfortable with me and actually want to create a deeper bond. If our sense of humor is too different, then it makes it hard to connect with them. And a disconnect between us where there's nothing we can do to make this connection stronger. If you just don't get a lot of the same references or laugh at similar things, I don't typically feel like I can have a solid relationship with this person like I can with other people. I feel like it can be cool to have conversations occasionally with this person, to have a different perspective on things or find new hobbies, but I think at some point that relationship will hit a plateau and I think that's okay. Now, saying all of this, of course there are times when it may be beneficial to read the room and slightly mesh with other personalities around you. For example, we have to work with coworkers and bosses since we work with or for them, and having a decent, friendly relationship would be beneficial for both parties. Outside of situations where you feel like you have to be nice, I think it's okay to let things fade out naturally, or be upfront with people if you feel like a friendship isn't going to work out, since there's not a good connection between you two no matter how much you've tried to make it work. If you put so much energy into having everyone like you, or you're always trying to change yourself to match the personalities of those around you, you might end up with shallow relationships with people who can't value you in the same way someone who naturally likes you can. Sometimes I feel like I struggle with being upfront with people since I want to be nice to most everyone, make everyone feel included, especially since I never want to feel excluded myself. As I've gotten older though, I've realized it is one thing to be nice for a little bit, but it's still important to let people know your intentions so they don't feel like you could be a good friend to them when you don't feel the same and vice versa. Even though being honest can hurt someone else or hurt yourself in the moment, I think in the long run, it saves you and the other person time and energy that could be spent on someone else who can give that care that you can't give to each other. A few things I've had to accept are a lot of relationships will either be temporary or surface level. In some relationships, you need to be on good terms for it to be most beneficial for both of you. You shouldn't feel the need to build a deep connection with everyone. As you get older, it'll be harder to make time for everyone, so even if you only get to meet some friends in person once a year or so, that might just be how it is. This doesn't mean y'all aren't friends or aren't cool with each other, it just means things got busy and you had to grow apart for a bit because of that. What always reassures me though is when I do meet these friends again, it feels like nothing has changed or no time has passed. That is how I know the relationship between us is strong, because we can support each other from afar and reconnect easily no matter how much time passes by. So, what are a few things we can do to create deeper connections? Have an open mind to those around you. Check in on people who you truly want to make a relationship with and invite them to do something. I've done this a lot more recently, and even though it feels bad sometimes not being asked to do something by someone else, it turns out okay because I initiated the interaction and we met up regardless. We had a genuinely good time together, so I realized I may just have to be the one to initiate conversation or meetups since the other person may be busy and forget or didn't think they had the time. When you meet up with people, have harder conversations occasionally and ask questions that naturally allow you to talk about deep things. Even if you disagree on things with this person, you'll come out with a better understanding of who they are afterward and can continue to build on your connection if you choose to continue wanting to get to know them. Look for your people, even if it means finding groups online at first or going to places near you that host events with things you are interested in. This can lead to you finding someone to talk to who has a common interest with you at first, which could lead to something more. Building solid relationships that last is hard work. Initially, finding people who share the same connection and want to connect with you can be challenging. Many obstacles can keep people away from being friends and creating these strong bonds even in an age when we are one text away from each other. I think the best thing we can do is be honest with people about what we want and are looking for and take initiative ourselves if we want to continue getting to know someone we feel like we vibe well with. Either it will work out and we will have a new friend that we can keep getting to know better, or we will know that this person may be someone that won't be much more than an acquaintance or more surface level friend. As I am still navigating all of this myself, let me know what y'all think down below and what you have done to try to make stronger friendships. I hope this video helps you find a new way of approaching people or at least have more comfort knowing you won't be able to be friends with or please everyone, so you can be more selective with who you want to spend your time with. If there is another topic you'd like me to discuss, let me know down below. This is my first time making a video like this, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and go drink some water. See you in the next one.